Hello guys, my name is Ashish Shrestha and I'm studying Master of Professional Accounting, Professional Practice from CDU Sydney campus, and this is part of presentation for the course WIB 602 and 603. And internship is the missing link between academic study and work experience. It helps us get the picture of the paid work jobs before we even start it, so we get more confidence to go for interview and start the work when we get it, and we already know how it looks like, so just boosting the confidence. And table of contents, we'll be talking about these points in details later on. And company introduction, I was working for Shine Business Advisory, and they were an accounting firm, and they were mostly doing the accounting services such as financial statements or making the payrolls for other companies, and financial assistance of like property management, providing loans and help with the finance, and income tax return mostly for the individual tax return, partnership and business. And they were like sort of complications, they would solve everything and help set up business from scratch. So whoever wanted to start a business, they come up there, register their company and register Australian business number. So it was overall for setting up a business and tax return. And organizational chart, Sagar Kurigala was the director, and I was working with him luckily in Sydney, and they had like all the other 3 branches, so 4 branches all together, and they have their own accounts assistant, and I would be reporting to the accounts assistant or Sagar Kurigala sir directly, because the place was so small that it was so good for communication. It wasn't that far away. And I feel lucky for that, to have directly communicated with him for my queries. And my roles and responsibilities, mostly I would prepare individual tax return for the clients. They send through the emails, or they just walk into the office, and I would be using the software called Soft Assist. I put their details. I had to make sure it was correct, and add clients in Australian Taxation Office portal. That's the ATO portal, and we have to add the clients in the ATO first, and then only make our clients and do their tax return through the Soft Assist. And I would also help registering Australian business number and help in preparing goods service tax, especially for Uber and Uber Eats, and also help business statement activities preparation through the spreadsheets and other basic admin works and ad hoc work, including follow clients file in ATO, because they would be calling us or contacting us for their status and for their refunds, and I would just check ATO for their status, for their details and what's going on and when it will happen. And I would mostly handle calls as well and respond to the client's queries with my own instinct, or if I don't know something, I will ask to the director. Most of the times he was busy, so I had to handle it myself. And routine check of the mails from all important clients. We had important clients, they would be bringing more clients in bulk, so I had to make sure to make them happy, and the way was to respond them and do their task on time. And resolve customer complaints. There would be many phone calls and emails, and I have to resolve their complaints, explain them the reason, or explain them like why it has happened, why their refund is that much, why their refund is less than last year, and other stuff. If I don't know, then I will just ask the director or my mentor. And attend working customer. There would be customers walking into the office. I had to handle them, and if it was not part of my job, I would just make them wait and direct to the director when he's free. Software and portals knowledge. I was using Shine Business Advisory server. There were 4 logins for 4 branches, so we'll be doing from the Sydney, so they have track of the work happening, or if there's any errors, so where it is happening from which branch. And the software was called Soft Assist. It has everything. It was so easier than the ATO portal. Actually, people could just lodge their tax from ATO portal, but this software was so much easier than the ATO one. So it would tell me any errors or validate as well, and it was a help option as well. It will help me what to do if I don't know anything. And the Australian Taxation Office portal, and it was the most important portal because we had to add client and we had to get the details from ATO. We had to make sure all the details in ATO and with us are correct. So we would get the tax refund and other tasks properly for the clients. If it doesn't match the ATO, then like it was invalid. So skills achieved, yeah, software knowledge, as I told, the software is called Software Assist. There are many softwares, popular softwares like MIOB or Oracle and SAP, and I haven't done that one, but I'm glad like I got access to that one, and whatever I got access, I'm kind of perfect with that one. So it's a software knowledge and it works in the same way. So I'm confident enough to use another softwares as well. Professional decision making, so many times the director will be busy, so I have to make decision myself and looking at them and their professional behavior. I would be learning from them and I would make the decision myself for the clients or the complaints or the queries. So it developed my habit of professional decision making. Formal writing, I would be writing text and emails, and I had to write in a formal way. So as I kept on writing time and again, and I developed the habit of formal writing. Interpersonal skills, at first I was a bit nervous, and then later on, like I got used to it and developed my interpersonal skill. First I had knowledge, but I couldn't use it. Then later on, when I got the confidence, then I could use my skills. Multitasking, I'll be doing emails, responding calls, and attending working clients, and doing the client's tax return, soft assist from soft assist all at the same time. I had to make sure like I don't close anything, or if I had to close anything, I make a note of it, because if I miss it, then it's all gone. For example, email, if I read the email and don't mark it unread, then it's gone forever. So like it's better not to get complaint from the client. So I used to make sure I wrote it down or note it down. So it was part of multitasking, like it was in my mind. And management, most of the management would be time management, because I had to do according to the time and give priorities. And space management, there were like limited space. And task management, which tasks to do first and according to time, and manage everything. And it helped my skill of management development as well. Projects undertaken, marketing promotion. The first week I was helping them doing their marketing promotion for the data they had from their earlier year, and I would be sending them text with the phone numbers I had or emails, and collection of clients data. And from this year I was collecting data from the new clients as well. So we have got the record of our clients, so we could use them for next year. And collection of unsuccessful clients data, like there would be email, people wouldn't even respond when we do their work and send them to sign it. They wouldn't even respond because maybe they were not happy with refund or something. So we collect the clients data and ask them what was the reason, so we could improve. That was like more like a feedback thing. Organized clutters and files, there were so many things, so many files, like we had to manage, for example, according to the year, like 2017, 18, 16 separately, and manage the files, put like BAS in one thing and Uber in one thing. Application of CDU academic units. I'm so grateful that the units I had like really helped in my practical life. Most importantly, WIB 601, it helped me how to behave professionally and professional educate, how to do formal writings, how to make reports and those kind of things, how to communicate in a professional way, and professional attitude too. Accounting principles, the first thing I had to know is the accounting standards in Australia, like AASB, so it gave me knowledge of that one. Accounting theories and issues, it was more about the ethics, like how to behave, how to deal with the customers, and I had the general overview of them theoretically, but I used it practically at work life. Accounting information system would be, I was using DFTs and charts about the task system, a flow chart, how it works. So it gave me a picture of like how many departments, like how it works, how the process is. So I had an overview over there. I just using, okay, this is payroll department and this is finance department. So I had general concept of that because of AIS. Taxation law, it was one of the most important because I was mostly doing the tax return. So I knew all about the deductions, specific deductions, and the tax rate, tax portion. So I could explain the client's complaints. I could explain the client's queries because of this academic unit taxation law I learned. And corporate accounting, it was the most for the business ones, companies ones, and it was good idea to have knowledge on the business accounting, tax, or accounting standards, so I could learn easily when the directors and other staffs were talking or explaining to the customer. I get general overview and more knowledge about it. Reflection on graduate attributes, acquisition. Yeah, the one of the important point was acquisition. I acquired knowledge through asking or listening or observing from them. Most of the time I would be asking my queries, and the mentor and the director would teach me how to do, like for example, knowledge of software, knowledge of other queries and deductions, because I just knew the theoretical, practically it was a little bit different. And then application, I had to apply myself, use that one for the client's queries and responses, and use that during doing the tax return myself, and work independently myself. And I applied it without asking them later on, because I acquired it. And communication, yeah, I had to communicate with the clients, communicate with the staffs, employees, and the director in a proper way. And I had to talk in phone. I was not that good enough to communicate in a professional way at first. Then they taught me, they gave me feedback, they corrected me, then I learned it in a very good way. Then they started giving me good feedback and appraised me for how I have developed so quickly. And teamwork, because it was a team, and there were some member I didn't even see because they would be working other days, and I had to look after their work as well. So all in all, I had to deal with them as well. So it was part of the team. We do it together. If we complete the task together, then it will be like a lesson of the burden for everybody. So it was a part of the teamwork. Responsibility, even I was intern, like I took my responsibility to work because I was there to learn, and then I give my best because I took it as a responsibility to give my faithfulness and loyalty. And flexibility, I was flexible enough for them to stay longer hours when they were more busy, and I had to stay like up to 7 or 8 at night, because like I thought that I needed to help them. And leadership, I didn't do the leadership myself, but I learned from the director how he was handling four branches by himself. And you can just experience by observing others, to be honest. So it was the main thing. Even I didn't do it, I just observed him and learned. Now I can use them when I get chance for that. My students were hunger to learn. They were very happy. My hunger to learn, I keep on asking them questions, about my desire, and they were so happy to explain me and teach me more and more. And I had good academic knowledge. My academic background is good, and I had good marks in academically, so that was the theoretical plus point for me. And go extra mile, as I said, flexibility was a strength as well. And to go extra mile, I would be doing more things. Once I start something, I wouldn't go home without finishing it, and I would do research myself at home. Attention to details, when they were teaching me, I was so attentive, and when I was reading the email, I would read it twice so I wouldn't miss anything. That's just an example. So I was so much into it, so I wouldn't miss and make mistake as much as possible. And my weakness was like, practical accounting work experience. I didn't have that before. And the strategy was to take this internship experience as a best first step to progress later on. And lack of advanced Excel knowledge is my weakness, but there are so many things I could improve through online learning, YouTube, and self-practice. And I was a bit nervous to talk more. Then I realized, like, I should not be nervous. I should be confident. So I boosted myself up. Now I've got the experience, like I've got confidence as well. That's the main thing. And my achievements, the first thing is work experience. Even if it is placement, I've got the work experience. And I've been offered job for next tax season. The director has told me I can come there anytime to work with them for the next tax season when it gets busy in July. And professional skills, I've developed so many things, as I mentioned earlier. Those are my achievement as well. I got so much appreciation for my work and my ability and my flexibility, loyalty, and use knowledge in real life for friends. And one of the most important achievements is I helped my friends do the tax return. So many of my friends, and I gave them knowledge, explained them, and it's a good thing. I used it practically. And conclusion, I experienced work life, I boosted my confidence, and it was a step up for career. And it was precious opportunity actually, because not everybody could get it. And one of the most important reasons to join CDU was this work placement, and yeah, I'm happy I've done it. And thank you, Rupali Mishra, Unit Coordinator, John Politis, Unit Lecturer, and Sagar Koirala and Livia Bora, my mentors and directors. These are the reference. Thank you so much.